Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 154. It's middle of the week. It's
It
April
is.
24th,
Should move this down.
2013, and Laura's been traveling, so that's why we're recording midweek.
Yep.
So that's Laura, that one. And I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. And hi, it's middle of the week, y'all.
Middle of week recording is always fun for us because we
Yeah,
both work full time and
we're
it
like
gets a little
infants.
bit.
We need to be on our schedule, you know? Like when we disrupt our schedule, then we cry for no reason.
And today was a made up holiday, so.
Well, yeah, at your school apparently.
So, I teach middle school. If you're new to the show, and you might not know that, I'm a middle school librarian. And apparently on Facebook today, there was a holiday called Grab Someone's Booty Day. That's not the actual booty is not the I'm replacing to be sensitive to our younger viewers. So
Grab someone else's body day.
yeah. Uh-huh. So that was not celebrated at Link Middle School for most of the day. Totally didn't mean to say my name, but that's my school name, but that's okay.
Oh,
We'll be fine.
it's okay. You're not going to be there for long anyway. You're eventually going to move.
You're right. Um, if you Google search my name, it would come up anyways.
So, I hear this is a show about knitting.
I hear that too, occasionally.
So
We
I
could
know
just
that
edit
you're at
out
the
this whole first part and you would still get into the meat of things.
so you're at the end of a row. I heard.
Oh,
Or
I
you
started
were.
a new one, but I will be happy to finish this row and show
Aw,
you what
you're
I'm
so
working on.
sweet.
How about that? They're very short, narrow rows because I'm
Oh,
working on the
okay.
sleeve of a baby sweater. It is a baby vertebrae, and it is a paid for pattern. There is a free version that just says the infant size in sock weight, but I am doing the infant size, the newborn size in DK weight. So I went ahead and paid for the larger size pattern. So the baby pattern, just in comparison to the newborn sizes only, actually gives you the sizing in sock, DK, and worsted. And it looks like this so far. It needs a front band, obviously.
Say, it looks
So,
like it's for a worm with arms. It is.
isn't that what babies are? Um, I have a Diet Dr. Pepper around here somewhere. Anyway, I have no idea where. So it's out of Socks That Rock, medium weight. And this is a Rare Gems colorway, so it's a non-repeatable colorway. I actually got it when they were selling their, is it seconds? What do they call their
Mill ends.
mill ends? So there's a couple knots in it, which doesn't bother me a whole lot.
They discount them when they sell their
Oh
mill
yeah,
ends.
it
So.
was super cheap. And I'm actually probably going to get two baby sweaters out of it because I have this much left. And this doesn't take a whole lot. I need to weigh it and double check, but it seemed like if I was knitting according to the pattern that I would be able to get two. I'll at least get one and hats and a booty set. So this is the first. It is knit on size 6 needles. You're supposed to go down for the ribbing, but I didn't have those needles with me. So it's all on size 6 needles. Babies don't care.
They
Little
really
worms
don't.
with arms don't care. And that is living in my Tangerine Designs new Sherlock's bag.
Aw.
So I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, and when I saw her get this fabric, I was like, that shall be mine. So it's by our good friend Casey of Tangerine Designs. There's her
Yep.
card. And it is a wonderful bag. I like her bags a lot. So I'll lock that up. And then I also have on the needles 3 other projects. Craziness. The first got a lot of work on it at IRA this week when I was waiting in line. And that is my Black Bunny Fiber sock. And it is Wendy Johnson's sock from the toe up with gusset. So the gusset heels when you look at them. I actually have a sock blocker right here.
Ooh, you're so prepared.
I am so lazy I did not clean this room. Prepared, lazy, whatever.
Potato, potato.
So this is the first one.
You got it on
And
kind of sideways.
yeah, it is. All the better to show you the gusset with, my dear. So when you knit a toe-up sock using this method, you actually, I can see it better on the side. You increase on the bottom of the foot, and then you turn the heel. And the gusset's already done, and it looks like you did a real gusset, but
Yeah.
you just increased and then turned, so that's kind of cool. It doesn't have a heel flap, would be the only difference from a typical top-down sock. So if you like the fit of a heel flap, this is not.
There are toe-up versions of that, but
Yes, this is not one. And this is actually my favorite way of knitting toe-up socks. So it fits me the best with my big old feet. You do have to, so the way you figure out how long you need to make it really depends on your row gauge, because you're increasing to a certain number. So if your row gauge, which is, how many stitches long equals an inch, this way, vertically, equals an inch, is higher or lower. So let's say you have to increase 7 times every other row, so that's 14 rows. If you know what your row gauge is down here, you can figure out how much shorter or longer you need to make it before you do the gusset flap. So that's how you kind of figure that out. Typically, it just takes around 1.5 inches for me. But I thought I would share my few words of wisdom for the day. Don't pinch people's booties. Look at row gauge when figuring out gussets on socks. I also started on the airplane a shawl. It is wee, but powerful. It is totally looking it up.
Gills
Rock. Thank you, dear. It is Gills Rock. It's out of some yarn that's been wound in my stash for probably 4 years, maybe 5 years.
It's patterned by Paula Emmons Easley.
Yes, rhymes with easily.
Yes.
We're in the south. If you're in the south, it's easily. If you're elsewhere, it's easily. It is, and I'm not certain. So I cast on with size. What are these, 5s? What are the blue ones? Signature size 5s. Okay. And the yarn is a thinner yarn. It's like 600 yards, but it's pretty thin. I want to say it's something cat, and she's not dying anymore. But it's pretty skinny, so I might rip it out since I'm not that vested in it. Like, I'm not that far. It was a plane ride. I might, an hour plane ride. I might rip it out and go down to the 4s, because that seems kind of airy to me. What do you think?
I don't think that shawl is particularly built for warmth anyway, so I would just truck on, but I'm also totally fine with giving away things if I don't like the way they look. So.
Well, this is actually for a friend. It's gift knitting, so I don't want it to look crappy. Because if it was for me, I wouldn't care.
I mean,
but for
if
others,
it bothers you, you're only an hour into it, I'd rip it.
Yeah.
It's just going to bother you more. It's not going to bother you any less.
And I'm thinking I might rip it just because mainly the pattern calls, like, it's not a lace pattern at the bottom.
Right.
It's more of a textured pattern. And I like my textured patterns to be a little bit tighter than, like, my lace patterns.
And you're a loose knitter by standard. I mean, you knit very loose anyway.
You calling me loose?
I am. Right to your face.
Not even behind my back. And this is in a bird leg bags, which is way too big. But it was a bag that I like, not too big in general. It would be awesome for a finished size shawl. Foot, mouth, insert. But it's right now it's big for my pattern, my project. Last but this is in the middle of a row.
God, are you still talking about your works in progress?
I'm going to draw it out longer now. This is my antler sweater, which has only gotten a couple inches. I don't know what's going on. I'm on the wrong side. That's what's going on. It's gotten, when I saw y'all last, it was right there where I changed the yarns. So it's like an inch further. But I'm loving the color. I just haven't worked on it a whole ton. It was too big for me to take with me to San Antonio.
Too big to take to San Antonio.
First world problems. And it is my size 8 Addy Turbo Clicks, the lace tip needles. And that's better. You can kind of see it there. I started out with the ribbing on size 6s. And it is in my huge tangerine design sweater bag that looks like this.
Those bags are flipping ridiculously huge.
I
I've never
love
seen
them.
a bag that big before, ever.
That's what she said. And, it's out of Mad Tosh Vintage in the rainwater colorway. I think I have a tag. No, I don't. I'm a big fat liar. And that is all my works in progress.
Jeez Louise. Sorry, I'm flipping stitches here. Okay, so
No, it's your turn.
I've kind of got 2, but really I've only got 1. So you guys saw last time my Shetland triangle, or I don't even know what it is now. My
It's yours, so it can be whatever it wants.
Oh, my thing went out. Hang on.
Why you gotta make things so complicated?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
It's like weird sounding. It's not your usual.
It's not my usual lilting voice.
It's Robot Leslie.
Is it really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Darn it. Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Okay. Well, I'll hang on. Boo, 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 boo.
That's better. Maybe. I feel like I'm at the eye doctor's and it's like, is it better or worse? Better or worse? It'll be alright.
Which way is up? Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it Robot Leslie?
It's a little bit better. It's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry if I sound like a robot. Alright. So my Shetland square triangle thing.
Can it be polygon?
It's a failagon.
Oh no.
Make that word up. Because at the center where you increase out, and I've done patterns like this before where you start in the center and then you increase out and it blocks flat. Except usually you increase a lot faster than I increased here. And you don't have a little orange yarn nipple that you're going to have to deal with later. And there are ways that you could fix it, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to rip it out and start over. Because it's a very easy knit. It's very like flowy, and I don't dislike knitting it. I just started it wrong, and that happens. So I wanted to tell you guys that I fail quite often, and so I'm just going to rip it out and start over, and I'm going to increase more rapidly in the beginning so that it doesn't nipple up. And
that's a technical term.
It is. It's a Knit Girls copywritten journal. And
trademark.
That is in my folded bag, or knotted bag, I'm sorry, bag.
It's in a bag.
It's in a purple bag, and it's stripy. I like it. And then I cast on. A friend of mine bought some yarn, and then once she got it, she realized that she didn't like the single ply, so she sent it to me. And this is Tosh Merino DK in the charcoal colorway.
Yum!
And so this is a single ply. And there's that color and also There's this color. It's orange again. That's 2 orange projects I have on the needle at the same time.
Wow.
Not an orange person. So this is citrus, this is charcoal, and these are both Madeline Tosh Merino DK. And I am knitting. Let me pull up the picture. It's called Thione. I don't know, because I fail at pronouncing all things. Ooh, that is too big. And it's this cardigan. And I'm convinced that if I knit it, I will look like that girl. It's going to happen. Totally going to happen. And I'm using orange for this accent color at the top, and then a very similar gray for the body. And I am almost done with the orange part at the top. I just started my last section of orange at the top. I've got 2 rows of it, and then I'm in the middle of the row. Let me pull these.
So it's a top-down cardi? Does it use raglan shaping?
Top-down cardigan with simultaneous set-in sleeves.
Oh, cool.
This will be the sleeve right here. And this is the front of the cardigan. And it's actually not ferrule. It's slip stitches. So you really don't need any ferrule experience to knit this pattern.
Huh.
And it's all scrunched up on the needle. Obviously, I'm not this size. I would love to be this size, but I'm not. But I've cast it on, I want to say, Sunday. I didn't gauge swatch. And I just went up 2 needle sizes, which is pretty standard for me. And I'm off on the gauge, and I don't care. If it doesn't fit me, it'll fit somebody. I just wanted to knit it. Because realistically, I don't know how likely I would be to wear orange. I just wanted to knit it. So if it doesn't fit, I'll give it away on the show. Whatever.
Fun.
This is definitely more of a process knit for me. So those 2 things are really all I've got on the needle. See how much faster that went? Do you want me to talk about my FOs, or do you want to talk about yours?
I don't have any?
No. Oh. I didn't look at the show notes, so I didn't know. Okay, so.
I thought you were being silly.
No, I really didn't. I didn't look. I started them and I sent them to you, and I just, okay. All right, so moving on.
I haven't had an FO in the entire month of April, I don't think.
Wow.
We don't finish things here.
What about that shawl, the Susan B. Anderson, Quaker Ridge?
Uh-huh. Haven't touched it.
Oh, it's beaded, though. That's the beaded edging is what's slowing you down.
I like how you're making excuses for me.
That's what we do.
No, I didn't want to take beads on an airplane. I felt like that was probably not the best solution.
You're probably correct about that. I have 4 FOs this week. That sounds so monumental, doesn't it? It's not.
I have 4 works in progress this week.
So the first is that simple hat that I had started last week. I had just gotten the ribbing on it last week.
Uh-huh.
I just did very simple stockinette, and then I did crown decreases at the top. This will probably actually go to my son. It fits him better than it does me. It's a little bit short on me.
I like it.
It's manly. He tried it on. It fits him, so
good for him.
I'll just tuck it away until next winter. And this is Madeline Tosh something.
DK, I think.
And I don't remember what the yarn was. But I said it last week. So if you really, really desperately want to know, you can go back.
I think it was Mad Tosh DK.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah.
That's what the show notes say.
Okay. So it was Mad Tosh DK. And
because some of us look at the show notes.
Yeah. Apparently. Some do. Suddenly I'm getting very hot. I finished the Maile, M-A-I-L-E pattern, baby sweater. Look how cute it is. It is so teeny.
That is freaking adorable. Does it have buttons? Like, is it going to have buttons?
It will have buttons, yes. It has 4 buttonholes. And this is out of Dreaming Color Smooshy with cashmere. And it's the Emerald Darkness colorway. And while it is really cute, super duper cute, I'll never knit this pattern again.
Really?
and it's free, and the lady specifically says yes, it can be kind of difficult around the arms. It's joined in a really weird way. It's kind of like the Elizabeth Zimmerman bottom up way, but kind of different, and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt for 4 or 5 rows. It was just kind of awkward, and I didn't particularly love the way that it that you knit it, but I do love the finished object. So this is going to my friend Beth. And
Cool.
then since I was already on a baby kick and I hadn't really figured out what I wanted to knit next, I just kept knitting baby stuff because baby stuff goes so fast. I knit 2 matching at first sights, and that is a Laura Linneman pattern. There, teeny tiny wee, look how cute.
Did you do the newborn size, the 0 to 3 month
did.
size?
They're the smallest one, and I used Black Bunny fibers, silver ore colorway in the classic worsted superwash merino. So look how cute they are. They are little cute little baby hats.
They are very cute.
And they have little, see, this actually goes on the side, this panel, so it's got like a little ear flap for babies.
A little lace ear flap for babies.
Isn't that cute? I wish it would fit my head, but it doesn't. Anyway, so yeah, I knit, and I think these took me maybe an hour and a half a piece. They went really quick because it's like an 8-row lace pattern 3 times, and then you start decreases. It's super fast.
Yep.
So I will definitely knit these again.
Good.
So those are my 4 FOs for the week, and they probably weigh 100 grams altogether, maybe less.
You're doing good.
But I'm finishing things. Also, I'm wearing my calligraphy cardigan, but it's really hot now, so I'm taking it off.
Good plan.
All right, now you talk, because I've been talking a long time, it seems like.
Okay. I am spinning, actually, as I talk to y'all. I am spinning my new Jerry Brock Turkish drop spindle that I got at the Yellow Rose Fiesta this past weekend. It is, looks like this, and it's got wee little penguins, which are getting covered up by my spinning. So they're kind of hard to see. They're little penguin cutouts. It is a Turkish spindle. It is around 6 inches high. You use, like you put it over your thumb, an overhand knot. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
To have it go on, and it spins. Oh, when I don't knock it off the desk, it spins really, really well. I'm very happy with my purchase. It was around 80-gram spindle, and now obviously as I add more fiber, it is going a little bit further. When you're ready to put it on, you just undo your overhand knot, and it goes over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, redo the knot, the overhand knot, and you're ready to spin again. And what I'm spinning, which is gorgeous, and the cool thing about these Turkish spindles is you can just take the 2 arms off when you're done and you have a center pole ball. So that's pretty cool. I'm spinning some Vice in fluff. It is 100% superwash merino, 19.5 microns. It is super duper soft. I'm in love with it. It looks like, it's hiding out behind my monitor. Whoosh. It looks like that. That's the part that I'm spinning off of. So, and this is the other half. So some nice warm pinks and reds and oranges and yellows. And this is going to be a baby something something eventually, because it is super nice. And that is it, because I've been traveling. So I've been spindle spinning in airports, which does not get you odd looks at all.
I was going to say, that's because knitting just isn't crazy enough.
You got to add the spindling.
I've seen that on a t-shirt somewhere, I believe. I actually have spinning this week as well,
Yay.
which is unusual. So, as Laura and I are acquiring things for our tasting room at SSK, which I'm so stoked about, Um, One of the things that I got was I purchased a used Hanson mini spinner from a friend who it just didn't work out for her. So I started spinning. I got that yesterday, and actually, one of the reasons we didn't record yesterday because Laura came home on Monday, so we had planned on recording on Tuesday, but Laura didn't get home till super late. Had to get up super early and go to school. Then had a school function, and I had gotten up super early to do a work thing. In Vegas, it was like 1 a.m. Here, it was like 4 a.m. And anyway, we were both grumpy and tired, and it would have been a terrible show.
Like my brain was not functioning at all.
So, when I got home, well, after I finished working yesterday, I unpacked the boxes with the mini spinner. Came in yesterday, and I played with it, and I spun 4 ounces. I haven't plied it yet. So
Wow.
this is on Cloud Lover, her BFL base. It was a club shipment in 2011. It's called Jazz Hands. So it's super colorful.
I
I
love
guess it would
it.
help if I showed you this thing. I will say that for me on the Hanson, I'm still trying to find the sweet spot with spinning. Learning on a traditional wheel, you kind of adjust your speed with your feet and then the tension, and you just get used to adjusting things a certain way. And on the mini spinner, it's different. It's not like unattainable. It's just a different. It's like going from wheel spinning to spindle spinning. It's just different. So you just have to figure out what works for you. So I think by the end of the second 2 ounces, I kind of figured out what works for me. So now I just have to ply. Although I don't know if I have a lazy Kate that'll hold these big mama jama bobbins. I'll have to look. Um, so that's going to be in the tasting room as well because it's
The
super
ogle
portable.
tree will. The ogle tree will hold them, and so will the other lazy Kate I have. I don't think that your
That doesn't
matchless
help me.
lazy Kate will.
You live in Mississippi and I live in New Jersey.
You can make a shoebox lazy Kate.
Yeah,
They're
I probably
free.
will. But anyway, so I finished the 2 ounces. I'll probably ply. I didn't want to ply it immediately. A, because it was 11 o'clock and I had been up since 4. Oh, dog. Okay. And B, because you're supposed to let it set for 24 hours.
And that's to let the twist kind of even out.
Yeah. So Neelix has arrived, in case anybody's curious. The
Do
star
do
of the
do
show.
do.
Um. Anyhow, so that's all of my spinning. Neelix.
Cool. We have a review.
We do.
Let me pop this off and put it on a little bit. Well, you start on the review.
Okay. So this was a book that we got from Pottercraft, who we've been reviewing books with them for a while. And this is called Just Like Me Knits, and it's from Brandy Fortune. And full disclosure, when I first got this book, I was like, oh God, not another doll book. This book is adorable. There are so many freaking cute patterns in here. And like it's cute that they have patterns for accompanying dolls, but even without that, it's totally worth the price of the book for some really great kids patterns.
It's got patterns for girls and boys, which I
Yes.
really, really like. Because when
And
you
I'm
see, just like me knits and dolls, I automatically assume that it is,
for girls
girls
mostly.
only. And this
Um,
retails for $20
and it just came
US.
out yesterday. Um, so we are reviewing it the week that it debuts, which is a rare thing for us. It does in the beginning. It talks about how you can customize. It talks about where to take the measurements to customize for the patterns for the dolls and the kids as well because they're important. So
I'm sorry,
what?
I've moved on to the adorable, cute first pattern.
That's the Katie garter
Because that
jacket.
is all I care about.
Yeah,
That is the Katie Garter jacket. It is sized from 1 through 6 years old, shown in size 2. And those chest circumference measurements are 26 through 29 inches. And it uses Blue Sky Alpaca's worsted multi-cotton, which is a worsted weight yarn. So I could see this going very, very quickly. And I feel like Alice is going to get one of these for next year.
and I did want to talk about diversity in this book. Like I especially love. I think these are Waldorf dolls, but
Mm-hmm.
I especially love how crazy that doll looks and how I just think that instilling, providing that sort of thing for your child helps them sort of learn diversity early and how everybody's different and that's still cool. And I love that. I'm a
I
huge
love those dolls. I wish they were less expensive.
fan.
And
So,
then
okay.
there's this boy's vest with the deer, the Brett deer vest, which I think is also very, very cool. If you have more
Yeah.
of a boy who likes to be outdoors.
Yeah. Good for like a little boy who likes to go hunting with his dad or what have you.
And I appreciate that it's not intarsia, that it uses Spud and Chloe sweater, and the pearls actually make the
Yep.
pattern. So it's a washable yarn, size 7 needles, a worsted weight again. Love that. And the little doll vest is also very cute.
And I love that Waldorf doll too. Look at his crazy curly hair.
I know. I want all the Waldorf dolls, and if they weren't like $250 a piece, I'd be all about it.
I love this Aiden pullover. It's shown striped, but you could easily do it a solid color, and that's a great anytime, all the time, simple pattern to knit. And his accompanying doll, which is very cool.
I like the Gigi military jacket, which uses Lorna Lace's Shepherd worsted, which is a super wash, also machine washable. I like those little plackets. Is that what those are called? The button
Yeah.
plackets that go
Mhm.
across. Very cute. I also have a thing for little girls in red hoodies. Like, it just reminds me of Little Red Riding Hood, and I just think it is adorable. But the sleeve detail on that, did you see that?
I didn't. That's
Very,
very
very
cool.
cute.
So the next little chapter might be my favorite. It is definitely my favorite. It's probably kids' favorite as well. It's the dress up chapter. And I love pretty much every pattern in this chapter. And it starts with the Sydney lace dress. And look how flipping cute that girl is. Also, there's a dress. And that is also adorable. And very simple.
I like that a lot. I also like the Reagan, like the kind of pinafore from the chapter before for dress,
Yeah.
Going over a fancy dress. Those two dresses together would be freaking adorable.
And then this is the Kaylee beaded skirt. I know what you're thinking. A beaded skirt for a kid? Seriously, Leslie, are you crazy? But really, it's so cute.
And it's just a little bit of beading at the edge.
Yeah, and it's in Himpathy, so it'll flop around really nicely and drape. And the little one on the doll, look at how cute that is. A pair of them. Oh, somebody needs to have a little girl that lives near me. There's another boy's vest.
I like this. The Elliot vest, I think, is very cute. Yep, that's that little boy's vest. And that's out of Spud and Chloe sweater again. So a lot of worsted weight projects that'll go really, really fast.
They also have a shrug, a mermaid tail. This is a cute little cami, the Laura camisole. And that would be cute with like a tutu or something.
And the girls' pattern for the mermaid tail are those cute little bracelets, which I think would be perfect for dress up. My nieces love little bracelets. Anything fancy.
Yeah. There are knee socks for kids. Look at the cute red. They're red. I mean,
that's in the accessories chapter, which is very, very cute.
And then there's patterns for socks, regular socks. There's an intarsia hat.
There's the socks.
Yep. There's a cute little owl's hat.
Yep, that matches an earlier sweater.
Yes. And the bear hat. I didn't particularly love the yarn that the bear hat was in, but I do really like the hat. And then at the end it has like an appendix with how to do certain embellishments and sewing things together.
And sewing things for the dolls themselves, like little dresses and stuff. And where to buy the dolls is all listed in the back. So for all the dolls that are featured in the book, you can go look and see how expensive they are. Which is what I did one night.
And I'm sure that there's a reason, and they're all handcrafted.
Oh, they're handcrafted. Oh, they are worth every penny. I don't want to say that they're not, because they are there's all the dolls together. They're very, very cute, and I think worth every penny. And they're done expressionless on purpose to create more play opportunities, which I think is very, very cool.
And I just have to show this dress again. Look how cute that dress is. Oh, and it would go so fast because it's that Elizabeth Zimmerman the gull lace pattern, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, gull lace. It would go so fast. And that skirt is so cute. Gosh, I wish that I had a little girl to knit for.
And Brandy Fortune, the author of this book, really knows her kids knit. She's one of the co-editors of Petite Pearls, which is
Mhm.
an online magazine that, is just for kids patterns.
And she has her own design line called Pixie Pearls as well,
Hmm.
and you can find her on pixiepearls.com. But um, we want to thank Pottercraft for sending us the books to review, and this is so adorable. If you have kids in your life and they have that doll that they can't bear to part themselves with, you should
And it
match that.
has a customization for other dolls. So if they are
Mhm.
into American Girl dolls, how to customize for that. And
Yeah.
that is the Just Like Me Knits by Brandy Fortune. It retails for $20 here in the US. And you can find it on Amazon.com
Yep.
or wherever fine books are sold.
Oh, not when I'm drinking. Okay. So you should talk about your conference.
I should have brought up some of the books. I took a lot of books to school. I went to the International Reading Association conference, the IRA conference in San Antonio, Texas, and it was a wonderful time. I got to meet, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, I plastered pictures everywhere. I'm so sorry if you have no interest in kids' books at all. But I met Walter Dean Myers, Sharon Drake, um, Sharon Draper, Sharon Flake. All of those are realistic fiction kids books that are more urban. They're really well written. I got to listen to Catherine Patterson, the lady who wrote Bridge to Terabithia, speak. I got to meet a lot of cool people, and I also got to meet the Mustache Girls. So that
That's
was
my
lots of
favorite
fun too.
Instagram picture because it's like Stacy, Steph, Laura. That just made me laugh because that's how Laura and I are in real life. Like I'm boob level on Laura on social work. But I'm sorry.
Aw,
I have to make fun of you a little bit. That's all.
that's okay. So, in addition to coming home with 50 pounds of books, oh, I also got to meet Mo Willems, the guy who wrote Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus. So
Oh yeah, and you got to listen to LeVar Burton speak from
I
Reading
did.
Rainbow and Star Trek: The Next Generation.
And the guy who wrote the Lightning Thief books, Rick, I always say
Riordan.
Riordan, but that's not how you say it. Yeah, it's Riordan. He was very, very cool, and he gave us like a sneak peek at his new books that are coming out. And the reason why he wrote books, he was a middle school teacher originally, which, pitter patter my little middle
Yeah.
school rules heart. Um, his son has dyslexia, his oldest son, and struggled with reading. And so Percy Jackson, his stories were written as like a bedtime story for his son, for his
That's
oldest son.
cool.
And his youngest son gets paid $10 in error he finds in the manuscripts before, which is hilarious to me.
That is
Because
beautiful.
it started out being like, it's the final draft. I've looked through it several times. Sure, you can have $10 a draft. And then he found like 45 errors. So now it's a ongoing thing that they do, which was very funny and very cool. I went to the Yellow Rose Fiber Fiesta, like I said earlier, and I showed you already my very cool spindle and my very cool fiber that I got there from Vice. Vice also had some very cool yarn. This is their Cardinal heavy fingering weight. It's 70% merino, 20% cashmere, 10% silk. It's 400 yards, and it's TARDIS blue for all you Doctor Who fans because it was a co-op with Morningside Road Fiber by Connie Jensen. And look, it's a leather TARDIS bag. It's nice and heavy. And then the inside fabric,
Very cool.
so cool. So this is going to become my spinning bag, I think, because it's nice and heavy, and I feel like it would kind of keep my spindles out of trouble. Like they're
Mhm.
not going to poke through it. They're going to give them some structure too, so they don't get smushed a whole lot. So that's Morningside Road Fiber for the bags. and Vice for the yarn. And then, of course, I had to get other yarn. Of course.
I mean, you're at a fiber festival. It's kind of the rule.
It is the rule. And I got to meet one of the men behind Wool Tree Yarn. And all this stuff that I'm talking about right now came from the Looky You booth, which is a yarn shop that deals in just mostly indie dyer yarns. And Wool Tree is their own line. And it's in that place, which I'm not going to try to say, Texas.
New Braunfels?
Sure.
Braunfels?
But anyway, it's a local yarn shop that deals mostly in indie dyed yarn. And Wool Tree Yarn is yarn that's all dyed naturally. And the guy behind it was super awesome, like super nice, was explaining stuff to me. This is their DK weight. And it is 150 yards of 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. So Chris and Casey are the two people who dye this, and it's just really smushy. I'm going to have to come up with a special project for this. These 150 yards.
It's very pretty.
It's a purple with depth, which I really, really like. Speaking of purples, because you know there was more. Oh, I also like the kind of interest. It's a lithograph graphic from medieval Europe. So it's cotton was actually translated into tree wool. So anyway, but you know, history geek in me. Anyway, also from that same booth, got some Granada yarns from Austin, Texas. It is Citadel in the Berry Nice colorway. It's 100% superwash merino, and it's going to become a shawl. And this is a nice, deep, dark purple. It's got a lot of depth to it. And then the last thing that I bought was Alicia of Alicia Goes Round was there, and I got her Tittering of Magpie's Fingering, which is her superwash merino nylon stellina base, 430 yards in the Evening Lilac. So it's a dark, and I'm thinking I might do these two together with like maybe that orange that I got from Amy Beth.
And do
perhaps.
What?
And do, what's that 3-striping shawl that everyone loves?
Color Affection?
Maybe a Color Affection. Perhaps. Or I could use the two and do Stripe Study. So, all thoughts. So that's what I got. I had a great time in Texas, and I really enjoyed meeting everyone. I met some people at the Yarn Festival and some people at IRA as well. It was lots and lots of fun. So, San Antonio is a great town, and they were having their fiesta, which is kind of like Memphis in May, for you Memphis people who are familiar with that festival. So it was very cool. And I got to go to the Alamo, which was neat too. It's small. It's very, very small.
I hear that you're not supposed to forget it.
No, that would be bad.
Would bad be realizing that I just did this slip stitch row wrong, the whole row? Now I have to go back.
I think that is something that can be easily fixed.
It's ripping out a row, but it's okay. It's just one row.
That's not bad. We have a prize drawing, and because it was on the blog, Leslie and I did a random number generator ahead of time.
Pulled numbers because it's not as easy to do it on the blog as it is on Ravelry, where we can just pick numbers. Numbers aren't easily assigned with comments on the blog, so we just pulled them into a spreadsheet, put numbers on them, and did random number generator. So.
And our winners of the bag is Inga Bean.
Inga Bean.
So congratulations, Inga Bean. And then the winner.
A private message with your address.
Get me. And then our winner of the mug is Tink Geek.
Yep. So congratulations to the both of you.
Yay!
Laura a note with your address, and she will get it mailed out to you.
Yep. And this coming week, we have another giveaway. Our good friend Sharon, Seashore Sharon, is going to give away a bag that she's made. And she is going to actually put a picture of that bag in the thread. And we're going to start that thread whenever the Show goes up
Episode goes up.
probably tomorrow sometime. And the prompt that she would like y'all to use is something that you collect. And I
Not
feel like,
including yarn or fiber.
not including yarn or fiber, and I feel like lately I have been collecting spindles because my spindle collection has been growing by leaps and bounds. Someday I'll have to show you all my spindles, I think, and Leslie will have to partake as well. And we'll have those in the tasting room at SSK if you are going to SSK. I'll have to clear them off before then.
Yeah, me too.
I have a lot of stuff. Anyway, because I'll be like, ooh, pretty. I'll spin that for a little while. It'll be like
Yeah.
half an ounce, and it'll stay on there for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So I will have to clear off some spindles so y'all can try them.
But that'll be fun too. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people haven't had the chance to try a bunch of different ones.
Oh yeah. And then you're taking an Amy Herzog class, correct?
I am. So Saturday the 27th, which is this Saturday, I'm taking an Amy Herzog class in DC at Fiberspace. Well, it's actually in Virginia, but the DC metro area.
It's in Alexandria, Virginia.
Yes. And, excuse me, I'm going to be taking the class from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock. And then I'm going to hang out and knit for a little while. There's a couple people who are going to hang out as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
if you would like to, you're welcome to. I probably won't stay longer than 4 o'clock-ish because I still have a 3-hour drive coming back because DC is 3 hours from me. But it's totally worth it because it's Amy Herzog.
I agree.
And I'm super, super pumped to take her class. And a lot of, I got the little what to bring list this week from Fiberspace, and it says, you need to be prepared and come wearing tight-fitting clothes so that we can take a picture of your shape. Not looking forward to that, but she says that part of the way that you determine what looks best on your shape is by trying on lots and lots and lots of sweaters. Totally.
That'll be fun.
So, it's going to be interesting, but I'm excited about it. So
I think it'll be great. I think you'll have a good time. For sure.
Hoping to learn a lot.
And then the weekend after that, we'll be together.
Maryland Sheep and Wool, yay! I'm so excited. And I had said before that I wasn't going to Maryland Sheep and Wool just because for me, there's Maryland Sheep and Wool and then there's Rhinebeck, and Rhinebeck is just cooler experience, and part of that's probably because it's just not as hot, and
I'm totally the opposite. I did not like Rhinebeck nearly as much as Maryland.
Well, but you only went Saturday because you couldn't get Sunday off. I get that, total, or you couldn't get Monday off or whatever, but Sunday is so much calmer than Saturday, and you can just walk and eat all the food, and, it's a much calmer day. But you're going to Sunday this year, it'll be fine. You're going to love it. But anyway, Maryland Sheep and Wool. Not that anything's wrong with Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's huge, but it was really hot last year for me. Other people said it wasn't. I was really hot, and maybe it's just because I'm a bigger girl and there's more of me to sweat. But it was hot, so I'm just gonna be better prepared for that this year. And our friends are coming, yay! So we'll get to see and hang out with Jane, who's Jane B, Sarah, who's Ema Oxygen, who I haven't seen in ages. Amy from Knitting in Circles, Diane from Knittables,
Steven
can't come this year, but
S.O. Waters.
S.O. Waters is coming. Aunt Susan is coming.
My sister.
Yes, Becky will be there, as well as Emily. Right? Is Emily coming? Okay.
My sister-in-law is coming. My mom is coming. Yay. So Mama Linneman will be there.
My 10-year-old son will be there. So if you hear general grumbling, that's probably him.
I think he's going to hang out with Mama Linneman for a good bit.
But I'm excited. It'll be the first fiber event I've taken him to, really. So we'll see.
He'll have a good time. The sheepdog, see, that's my favorite part of Maryland Sheep and Wool is the sheepdog things. And for me, Maryland Sheep and Wool has such a history with my family. We always went when I was growing up because at one point we were living outside of Philly. So it just, in the Exton area, it just was part of growing up. And when I lived in Pittsburgh, we would drive. So,
and anyway. There's a meetup, right?
There is a meetup at 1, supposedly. So watch our board, watch the Maryland Sheep and Wool board on Ravelry, and there will be more details there. We're just kind of going with the flow. They just a bunch of people. Dana and Brittany have just one more row. Kim of Craft Stash, I'm super excited. A bunch of people, tons of people that I could not all list here are doing a meetup. So we're going to be part of the bigger meetup, which will be lots of fun. So make sure you find us if you're going to be there.
Yeah. I don't know where it is yet, but we've still got another week until.
They don't know where it is yet, so okay. We're in good company.
All right, good. At least we're clueless together, so that's fine. Let's see, what else?
You got some yarn from Ireland, so did I.
Yes, our friend Tammy had to go to Ireland for work. What a bummer. And
she had to work a lot, so for her it kind of was a bummer.
But we got some Donegal wool, and it's spun in Ireland by the Donegal Wool Spinning Company, and it's 100% wool. It's not like superwash cashmere, rub it on your neck, but it will make like a bulletproof hat or cowl or something.
Yeah, I'm thinking like a starving artist type deal.
It's gorgeous, and it's very squishy, and it is more rustic. I have no problem whatsoever with that.
It's more woolen spun too.
To make a hat out of this, and it will probably be with me until I'm 100 years old because this kind of wool really lasts. So, hey, thank you, Tammy.
It's so squishy. Thank you, Tammy.
And I also got my Into the World shipment. If you haven't gotten yours, you probably have, because I think I got it like a week ago. But if
I got mine yesterday.
Oh, well, I got mine like a week ago.
You're closer to her now.
Well, that's true. And this is the April 2013 colorway, and it's called Sansa, and it is BFL. So it's
love it.
Sea colors with blues and pale aqua and the browns. I have already decided I'm going to spin this into a 3-ply stock yarn because BFL holds up really well.
Even though it's not superwash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I wash my socks in the washing machine. Sorry. I put them all in a lingerie bag and I wash them on cold, on delicate, in the washing machine, and then I hang them up to dry. So even though this isn't superwash, it'll be fine because it's cold water, low agitation.
See,
I wash all my socks that way.
My socks tend to felt in my shoes.
Oh, well, I can't help you with that.
No, because, you know, they're rubbing, they're chilling.
No. No, I haven't had any really felt on me. I had a pair of Vespers that kind of felted on me. But
I have 90% of my socks felt inside my shoes, I would say.
Well, you must have some sweaty feet.
I'm on my feet all day long, too.
No, that's true.
So.
I'm not. I sit behind a computer. Oh, the luxuries of my job.
We have a very cool code from Patty Waters.
Yes.
Who is a wonderful designer.
Yeah, she uploads a lot of her designs single style to Ravelry, but we've reviewed her ebook Winter Blooms. We reviewed that last year, and she's got a bunch of new like tube style patterns out, which are kind of cool and I want to try, but I haven't gotten.
It's called Internet A Series of Tubes.
Yes.
It's the Cal ebook for those.
And I'm sure that's a reference.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to. Anyway, so she's got a discount code going on.
She does for our viewers. If you and her username on Ravelry is just Patty, P-A-T-T-I, or you can search for her under Patty Waters. If you use the code KnitGirls with 3 L's, so KNITGIRLLLS, you'll receive 15% off of any pattern until June 30th.
Yeah.
I almost said July, but it's June 30th.
So that's exciting. That's very sweet of her.
She's very sweet, and she's actually going to, in May, give an ebook of the Internet A Series of Tubes away to one of our viewers.
That's cool. And
I
she's
know.
Got socks and shawls and sweaters and cowls and hats. She does a little bit of everything. So.
She has over 40 patterns, so she's got, I think it's like 46 or 47. She's got a wide assortment in there.
Yeah.
So lots to choose from, lots of goodies.
Yeah. So yeah. So thank you to Patty. And as a reminder, we've got our contest this week, which will be on Ravelry. You can post in the contest thread what you collect, and you can win a bag that Seashore Sharon made, which is super sweet because she's kind of like our own little bag supplier, but she doesn't sell them, so you can't buy them. But it'd be nice, you could have a bag that she made.
Yep.
Sweet.
And that contest will run through Sunday, so it's kind of a short contest, so you need to see that right away and put in, and you have to be a member of our group, and 1 entry per person, please.
No chatter in the thread.
Nope. And you can find show notes for all our stuff at www.theknitgirls with 3Ls.com.
Yep.
We link everything over there. Trying to think what else we have going on. Maybe I'll have a finished object by the end of April.
You got a week left.
I think I can finish that that baby sweater I'm doing is for Diane's knit along. And so is the shawl. So maybe I can get both those.
Oh, the Socks That Rock one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, I was going to do this for Amy Beth, Fat Squirrel, my internet wife. I was going to do this for her orange along, but I started before the date, and really, I'm not going to enter for prizes anyway, so whatever. I'll just say I'm doing it for the orange along, and it'll be fine, because I'm not entering for prizes or anything. So.
I'll have to look and see what orange I have.
We are going to record with some friends at Maryland Sheep and Wool, because one of the comments that we got, one of the comments that we got on our favorite Knit Girls moment was people really loved it when we brought our friends into the show, because they feel like they're sitting with us as friends when we do the show. So when we bring more friends, it's just like a bigger knitting circle, and they seem to like that a lot. So
did you say that Jessica was coming to Maryland Sheep and Wool? Because if you forgot Jessica, she's going to have your head.
Crap. I'm sorry, Jessica. Show me your knits. I love your beautiful face, and I'm sorry. Yes, you're coming too. You know how you could make it up to me? Because I totally just made this your fault. You could record with us too. She's totally going to be talking to her computer tomorrow. So you forgot her too, by the way. I
wasn't listening. I am the person who remembered Jessica. That's because Jessica and I are like this. You missed it. You were looking down.
Oh, I forgot to show you guys. I got a present that Laura got for me, and I hope I don't have it hooked into my earbuds thing. I don't. Good. And so this was the 3-year anniversary present that she talked about, and then I went to Ohio, so it was waiting for me when I got back. And this is a design from our friend Lori, a Flutterby of Deerfield Creations, and it's a handmade wooden. The circle is wooden, and the beading is all done handmade. And this is a custom for me because I love red. And then it's got these detachable stitch markers. So there's a lobster clasp here. You could take them off if you're in the middle of a project and you realize you need to, make a note or whatever. You can take them off. I wear them with the stitch markers, or I wear this with the markers because I just like it. And it hangs
I think
really
that's pretty.
nicely. And it's big enough that I can put it over my head without needing a clasp in the back. So
that's always good.
And she's going to be at SSK, and I know she'll have jewelry then. But you can always message her on Etsy. It's Deerfield Creations if you're looking for anything specific.
And she has gorgeous spindles and buttons as well.
Yeah.
I have no idea where I left that Diet Dr. Pepper. It's really bothering me.
Oh, I'm sorry, but man,
that's okay.
This is some good wine.
It'll all be okay.
Really wets the palate. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a short one until we record again, but it'll be fun. And you look so upset. Oh, Laura without her soda.
I'll find it. I'm more worried about where I left it. This is why I have library helpers at work.
You mean minions?
They are very well trained to where I put my things.
Okay. We've been recording a long time, like an hour.
I know. I missed my entire knit night with Eloise.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, y'all have a wonderful few days, and we'll record again on Sunday, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.